Welcome to my Detroit Lions 2025 NFL Mock Draft 3.0. I did a 1.0 and a 2.0, different scenarios in each of them. 1.0 I didn't trade, 2.0 I decided to trade. And today I'm going to be trading again, trading up in the 2025 NFL Draft to the same spot I traded up to last week. And hear me out on this. People are going to say, well, Jeff, how do we know that the team that the Lions decided to trade with in this mock draft will actually happen? Here's the thing. I don't have the information to suggest that it will happen, but what I can tell you is this. I think there will be a team in the teens, and I don't know the team, but based on the depth of this class at defensive linemen, there's going to be different teams that value guys differently. And there might be a team, maybe it's the Lions, but in this case, I have them trading up. But there will be a team that thinks, hey, I can trade back, get assets, and get a similar caliber of player, in their opinion. So they won't mind trading back. The Lions may fall in love with a player and trade up and go get him. So in this mock draft, that's the route I decided to take. Is there will be a team, I think it's the Lions, that fall in love with a player and want to trade up to get him, and a team that'll think, well, I can get a player I still like at 28 and assets, and they'll trade back. And I have the Lions trading away future assets. Nothing in this. I have a seventh. I don't have a seventh in this draft. I think the Lions have one less seventh. They have a lot of sevenths. I think they'll trade out of one of them. There's just too many seventh Lions. They have like two or three, which I don't think the Lions will stay put for those. So I have one less seventh, and I decided to trade away future capital, maybe a second or third round, whatever it is. I don't know what would entail to make this trade happen, but I think the Lions should absolutely do it. But this is what I decided to do. The Lions traded up from 28 to 16 with the Arizona Cardinals to select a player that I love, and it confirmed it at the Combine. I always say this. The Combine, to me, personally, I'm not a huge Combine guy. I like the experience. I like going out there and watching prospects, but I think the Combine is meant to confirm what you've already seen on tape. If you see a player's fast, you watch the Combine, oh, he's fast, so on and so forth. If a player is twitchy or he moves really fluid, you want to see how he moves to the Combine. It's just used to confirm what you already know, and I confirmed a lot with the players I'm going to name and players that I really do like. And with the Lions, they do value athleticism. Brad Holmes, when you look at the defensive lineman he selected, if you guys have ever heard of RAS scores, if you don't, do more research on it. RAS scores, it's basically how you determine how athletic a player is. It factors in measurables, their performance at the Combine, all of that, and it gives them a grade, or I guess a score. Brad and the Lions love defensive linemen that are high testers in the RAS score. Guys that are high on that board. Now, the only one that wasn't was Broderick Martin. We saw how that turned out. But Aiden, Josh, Levi, all these guys are Aleem, high testers on that scale, I guess. So it is something to pay attention to. And this player, this defensive lineman, tested very well, ran a 4.47 at 6'5", 240-plus pounds. And that is the pass rusher out of Tennessee. And the player that I decided to select is Edge James Pierce out of Tennessee, and I love this pick. And I know there might be people that think, I don't know, Jeff, the attitude questions. Guys, things come out every year about players. What I do know is what won't change is talent. And James Pierce is very, very talented. He did not only run a 4.47 at 6'5", ran a faster 40 than other really good wide receivers, but he is a monster on tape. He is. I mean, he's 6'5". He's huge. Maybe needs to gain more weight. But here's the thing. If you have Zadarius Smith, he's not going to be your full-time starter this year. So he'll have time to grow into his body, time to develop, because the Lions are a really good team already. But when you have a guy that can play in spots for you and rush the passer, and he's got great bend ability, again, for his size, he's just fluid. He can move very well. He's productive, a 23% pass rush win rate, 43 hurries this past season, 7.5 sacks the year prior, 9.5 sacks, 1 interception. Like, he is just a specimen. And this is a guy that stood out to me on tape. I actually came across him accidentally watching Nico, who I had as a Heisman candidate. I was wrong on that, but I got to see James Pierce. So one player I really loved led me to another player I really loved, and the combine confirmed that for me. So James Pierce, the edge from Tennessee, I decided to take at 16, trade up and get him. All right, we'll get to our next selection. Pick 60, I decided to go with a new player, and that is Donovan Jackson, the tackle, really guard that played left tackle this year at Ohio State. Has 51 games under his belt. 51 games started. He could have came out last year. Fun story. Actually heard it at the combine as well. He could have came out last year, decided to return. He thought, hey, I got to get better. I want to get one, even if it means getting 1% better. I want to still go back to school. He's a super intelligent dude, highest GPA on the entire Ohio State Buckeye team. Super intelligent, very good football player. Josh Simmons went down. He played left tackle. He only allowed 2 sacks at tackle, but I think he's a guard. But he's a guy who can play both. Versatility, play left guard. This is your replacement right here for Graham. This is it. Donovan Jackson. 1 sack allowed the year he played guard. Very solid. Good size. Moves well. Love Donovan Jackson. And I think a lot of teams will as well. I think it's a steal at 60. So he could be gone before this. But in this draft, he was there. So I decided to take him. But Donovan Jackson's my pick at 60. There you go. Your future on the offensive line. All right. And I also think Hank Fraley will turn this man into a very good player. We'll go to the next pick. Pick 101, I decided to take linebacker Barrett Carter out of Clemson. Yes, decided to select him. I love him. He was a Butkus Award finalist, guys. Butkus Award finalist. Yes, and that is what Jack Campbell, he obviously Butkus Award winner. And Barrett Carter is a Swiss Army knife. Can play all around at linebacker. He's probably going to play the Sam in the NFL. But he is someone that Dabo Swinney absolutely loves, his versatility. He's always had every year, a couple sacks a year. I think he had 3.5 this year, 4.5 last year, 5.5 the year. He can do it all. Interceptions, pass deflections, tackles. He's just a disruptor. He's an effective blitzer, great against the run. He's just a heat-seeking missile. Now, man-to-man coverage, he's not, elite. But he can do exactly what you want Derek Barnes to do, in my opinion. And he's cheaper and younger and has a higher upside, in my opinion. So Barrett Carter is one of my favorite linebackers. Jahad Campbell's going to steal the show. Jahad Campbell's going to get all the love. But Barrett Carter, in my eyes, is someone that, 2 years down the line, you're going to look back and be like, this guy's a really good player. How did he fall to pick 101? I don't know. But I really like Barrett Carter out of Clemson. All right, let's get to the next selection. So, with the next selection in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions decide to select the receiver that I love, Pat Bryant out of Illinois. And I'll tell you this, I don't care about the combine. I don't care that he run a 4.5. I don't. Because, again, I don't think the combine's the Bible. But when you watch him, I had to go back and watch more of him because I'm like, oh, he didn't run as fast as I thought he'd run. But then you watch him on tape and you're like, okay, the guy just gets open against man coverage. Who cares about the 40, man? Same thing with Amon-Ra St. Brown. He ran like a 4.6, but look at him, just gets open. But Pat Bryant, 6'3", 200 pounds, 69% contested catch rate, 1 drop, 82.9 grade against man coverage. Like this stuff I can't make up, guys. He just gets open, and he's big, and he's reliable, and he doesn't drop the football, and he's a playmaker. Like, I love Pat Bryant. I still do. I don't care about if he didn't have a 4.40. There's still, I think for him and what the Lions are looking for, you're looking for a guy with a big catch radius, and Pat Bryant is that. When you watch him in person at the combine, you're like, who is that? Just stocky, built, and can make plays. So I really like Pat Bryant, and I took him in my mock draft 1.0, and I took him again in 3.0. So you'll start to see players I really like because I'll take them again. So Pat Bryant, there you go. You got your future after Tim Patrick. All right, let's keep it pushing. Pick 196, the Lions decide to select, yes, Ty Robinson, the defensive lineman out of Nebraska. This is Booner's guy. He loves him, and we got to see him at the combine. He's someone that I had to go back and watch more of after the combine. He's got versatility, which I think the Lions will love. High motor. He plays with violence. You watch him, violent hands, violent game. That's what he does. And he is your Pat O'Connor replacement, but he can play the edge. 6'6", 6'5", 280-something pounds, and ran a fast 40, man. I think he ran the fastest 40 out of the defensive linemen, at least the defensive tackles. And I think he'll excel in the NFL at both the pass and run game. You can do it both. You need him at a zero tech. You want him to play a true edge, a 3 tech, whatever. He could do it all. And I think that's what's going to help Ty Robinson, his versatility. And I'm in love with it. I really am. He's got a rare combination of size and speed. And I mentioned it earlier, guys, the RAS scores. Remember that, RAS scores. Ty Robinson, James Pierce, high RAS scores. Guys, I think the Lions are going to love. Athletic, productive, high upside. That's why you're taking these guys. So I think Ty Robinson's an absolute steal for the Lions. I do. All right, we'll keep it moving. All right, with the next selection, I decided to go with a player that I've already taken before. And let's see here, a player that I really do like, and I think the Lions are going to really like, and that is safety out of Maryland, Dante Trader Jr. Yes, I've taken him already. I love it. He's fluid, just a fluid player, sure tackler, productive. He was productive every year, got more productive. He was productive early as well. He played in 12 games as a freshman, so played a lot of football. Special teamer, backup safety. This is why I'm taking a guy like this here because, again, he can do it all, and he's someone that I think provides some good depth for you. He's better than Brandon Joseph. He can potentially, with his ceiling, maybe go to an iffy replacement. Maybe not be as dominant as if he was in that stretch of games, but he can fill that void. So maybe they sign another safety, but I really do like Dante Trader Jr. And I think the Lions will as well. All right, let's get to the next selection. With the final selection, I decided to go with a player that I've taken before, and that is cornerback Tommy Hill out of Nebraska with pick 230. Yes, I believe the Lions should take a DB, and Tommy Hill's probably the better DB. Out of all the DBs late, there's Jabbar Muhammad, but Tommy Hill I decided to go with 2 Nebraska guys. Nebraska had a pretty good defense out there, some good players, man. And Tommy Hill's one of those guys last year, not this, I guess last year, but the prior year, 4 interceptions. He's long, lengthy. I like him a lot. Special teamer, provides good depth for you. You're going to lose Emmanuel Mosley. They're probably going to sign a corner or 2. Tommy Hill, there you go. He provides some pretty good depth, and they just need depth everywhere. And I think Tommy Hill would be a really good option there at 230. And they have one more 7th, but like I said, I traded out of it. Get out of here. I don't want 3 7th-round picks that are like 20 picks apart altogether, whatever the number is. Like, I don't care. I think Dante Trader and Tommy Hill are fine. You already got Ty Robinson at 196, which I think is a steal as well. So this is my draft, guys, and I really like this draft. I do. You get a replacement at edge, someone that doesn't have to play right away, but will play right away. I shouldn't say not play right away, but play significant snaps right away, right? Like James Pierce will play, but when you have Za'Darius, he can gain weight, work, play, and get used to the NFL. He'd have great vets in the room with him. Za'Darius, DJ Reader, Aiden, not really a vet, but still, Aiden's been in the league will be 3 years now. So, or 4 years now. Regardless, he has vets around him, guys that have played in the NFL, and I think it'll help James Pierce a lot. And him and Hutch together. Like, and let me tell you this, for those who are still watching, see, when you watch, you get gems. Spoke to Brian Baldinger, Lukas, and Booner. He brought it up too. He said, James Pierce next to Aiden Hutchinson. Come on. It'd be insane. Donovan Jackson, your replacement for Graham, your future at guard. Barrett Carter, your replacement for Derek Barnes, your future at linebacker. Sam linebacker. Pat Bryant, your future wide receiver 3, replacement for Tim Patrick. Ty Robinson, your Pat O'Connor replacement. Probably Josh Paschal replacement. You get the point here. Dante Trader, backup safety, and Tommy Hill, backup corner. These are all depth guys, really good upside. I love these players. Give me a grade in the comment section below, my 2025 Detroit Lions NFL Mock Draft 3.0, and tell me how I did. Don't be nervous. I don't mind criticism. If you like it, great. If you don't, great. It's all good. Check out our show tonight. We'll break it all down, and Booner and Lukas will give out their mock drafts as well. I appreciate the support. Without it, we wouldn't be able to go to the combine and talk to a ton of NFL coaches, scouts, GMs, media. We're very blessed, and it's because of you guys. So thank you for that. And I will catch you tonight on the show. But until then, see you all. Hey,
What's going on there? It's Jeff Iafrate. Appreciate you for finishing the video. You can check out one of the videos here suggested or show support by commenting, liking, and subscribing. And buy your merchandise, officialctsports.com.